to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Lamulu Daisy. I am the host of this channel, and in this channel we talk about self-growth, self-development, and just how to better ourselves generally. So today I am going to be talking about something that I resonate with and a journey that I'm on, and I would want everyone on this channel to get on it, and that is the journey of working on yourself. So I personally believe that working on yourself is something that never ends. You continuously work on yourself in this school of life. We always, until a time you die, you are always going to be working on yourself. And that means you unlearn certain things, you learn new things, and you relearn. And the cycle continues like that. And I feel like it's a very important thing that each of us works on themselves so that we can attain the highest form of happiness or joy. And I think it may help us to fully understand certain parts of ourselves and heal from certain things. So I have divided them into 4 different sections, and that is mentally, and emotional. Then the next one is financially, spiritually, and then socially. And I want to make a disclaimer. Most times when we talk about working on yourself, people tend to think it's only health-wise. That is also important. Keeping on maybe good weight, going to the gym, eating well, that is also good. But I think working on oneself goes way more than that, and there is more to it than just those 2 things, health-wise. So the first one I want to talk about is spiritually. I want each one of us to understand what spirituality means to them. Understand what it means to you on a personal level, and I think you should have a personal relationship with God for you to understand this and cultivate that relationship. Did I personally have a relationship with God growing up? Not really, but my mom, yes. Through my mom would always make us pray, would always make us recite the rosary and those things. But I personally felt like, she was probably nagging me. But I think I reached a point in life that I actually cultivated that relationship, and I think I am at a better place right now with God. So all of you have to understand what spirituality means to you. And I feel like spirituality, people confuse this. People think spirituality is the same as religion, and I don't think that is the same, because you can literally be going to church every day and you're not a spiritual person. But I feel like spirituality connects you more to God. That's my opinion, though. And what I want to say is, the previous thing I said, spirituality is not the same as religion. You can be going to church every day, but you're not spiritual. And then spirituality is more of how do you treat people? Do you trust God? Do you love your neighbor? Have you forgiven the people who hurt you in the past? Then I wanted to say also, everyone's spiritual journey is different. Where you are spiritually is not where maybe your brother is or your sister is spiritually. And so you should not look down on where people are on their spiritual journeys, but maybe look at them with more compassion or love. Or if you're at a better place spiritually, you can guide them. And then the next section I want to talk about is mentally and emotionally. In this section, let me first talk about mentally. I think mental health is something that is not talked about enough, or there is a stigma on it. We think that as Africans, we are supposed to just be hardcores, and just when something bad happens to you, just pat yourself on the back and you're like, yeah, we move on. So things build up, and by the time you know it, someone has committed suicide, and you're like, but I thought this person was happy. They were laughing all the time. But I think mental health is something you should guard. Your mental health is something you should guard very strongly. The thoughts you think about, who you associate with, Then seek out when you're not, probably reach out to someone when you're not having a good day, talk to someone. And I think mentally, we also have to learn to be self-aware. Self-awareness is being cognizant of who you are, knowing who you are at a personal level. And did I always know who I was? No, I never knew who I was, and I'm still actually learning. I just found out this whole thing of self-awareness. I actually associated myself to what people thought of me, or I associated myself to the labels society gave me, because I thought who I was some, like, you ask me who are you, and I'll be like, I am Daisy. I am this and this age. My parents are this. I went to this school. You see, those are the labels that society gives us. But is that who we are at our core? So I want you to figure out who you are personally, and then when you reach that level of awareness, is then when you will be able to control your emotions, you'll be able to control your thoughts, you'll be able to understand people more, and then you know that maybe also them, they actually are not aware of who they are, so you'll be more compassionate. Then emotionally, guard your emotions, try to control them, and then do things that make you better each day. Try to form new habits. Let's say if you've been making bad habits, try to change them. Let's say probably let's talk about something like punctuality. If you've been waking up late, and then that means also go to work late, try waking up early. And then the funny thing is, our small habits that we actually ignore tend to build up, and then like the small things we do during our day, and then we never notice them, they form into habits. And a research I found showed that it takes 66 days for a habit to form, and that is approximately 2 months. So imagine how better would you be if you actually were aware of the habits that are limiting you from being a better person. And then the other thing is, be patient with yourself. Whatever you're doing, be kind to yourself, love yourself. And probably this, I will talk about it in a whole different video, how to love yourself. And this is something that we all struggle with. Many of us, we don't know how to love ourselves. Then the next thing I want to talk about is the financial aspect. Guys, we struggle. So many of us struggle. Like, we don't know how to handle our finances. It's either, even though you don't have money currently, or maybe you're not working. I think these are certain things you should learn, so that when you actually get financially stable or financially independent, you are able to cultivate this in your day-to-day life. Let's say something like saving. Most of us, when we get money, let me even start with myself. When I get money, okay, maybe these days I save here and there, but those days when I get money, say I get like 100K, I will go and shop angrily. Like, it's like someone has even beaten you. You're mad about it. You just shop, buy, and then you come back home like with 300 shillings, and you're like, where did all the money go to? You can't even put like a specific thing that this is where I spent my money on, or this is where I actually, this took the most of my money, because you don't know how it all went. So saving is something that it helps a lot. And then if, let's say, you're working, you're probably on the working side, save at least 20% of the income you get each month. That will build up. And don't just save to keep in the bank, save to invest somewhere. I think when we just save, sometimes we just save and we just enjoy. We enjoy looking at our money there in the bank. You're like, don't touch it. Like, you don't even want, you don't want anyone to see it. You just want to be the one to, wow, you look at it, you are happy, you smile. But I think when you save, you should also invest it somewhere so that you can actually make more money. Then the other thing is accountability. This is something I have struggled with. Like, I can go to the market and then I buy things, probably shop for the house, and then now you're tracking your records, your account, and then you also track how you spent your money. So, but then things are not adding up, or like totally just go and buy things and then you put them there, you don't account how you've spent your money. But this is something my dad has always taught me from childhood. Do I do it? Sometimes. But I think, should I be doing it more or should we do it more? Yes, every time, all the time. I remember when I was in primary, I was like in P4. Whenever I was going to school, my dad would give me, let's say, like how much? Let's say like 20K. And then he's very tight on it. He tells you, buy an exercise book, buy an exercise book of 500 shillings, and then on VD, I want to see how you spent this money. Every time you spend 500 shillings, write it down. 200 shillings, write it down. And I'm like, then the next tip is use your money wisely. Spend wisely. Don't just get excited and buy the whole supermarket. Like, spend your money wisely. Don't impulsively buy anything. You see a cute shoe, you're like, and this is something I have been working on for like the longest time. You see a cute shoe and then you automatically in your head you match it with that blue dress you have at home. You like even ask your friend, won't this look good? Do you remember the white dress of mine and these shoes, won't they match? And then you automatically just you pull the money. You've not planned for it. You just pull the money and you pay. Then I think financially we should also plan on getting a retirement plan. Guys, there is people, we don't know how much people struggle when they actually retire. So many people struggle. Like, you've been there, you've worked your whole life, but then you can't track the ways how you spent your money, or you can't even see where the money all went, and you've retired and you're broke. And imagine, I know currently I don't have a job, but imagine if like I got a job and I started saving on a different account. That's why people who work, please start planning on your retirement. Invest in it, like save little money so that when you actually retire, you just go and live a lavish life. You're old and you're happy. And then the last one is socially. Work on your social life. Have friends who uplift you and who build you. And I think friendship is something that needs to be nurtured, and we need to associate ourselves with a correct group of friends, people who are actually going to build us and make us better people. Because sometimes we're just there and we are vibing, we're rolling on vibes, we just want to be happy, and yet the people we're actually being with are not people you go back home and you're mad about it. You're like, okay, why? I know these people are not good for me, but why am I hanging out with them? So I think make a rational decision to be picky about the people you spend your time with, because I think that affects you and how you relate with others also. Then the next thing is focus on forming bonds instead of just forming connections with people. Because you know like how a charger is, you can connect a charger to the socket and then you unplug it. So connections can easily be unplugged, but a bond it's firm. Like, you cannot unplug it, it's just there. And that is what we should all strive to have in our circle of friends. Just have your small circle of joy. And then the other thing is let's work on having a good social capital. This is something I struggle with, like on some other level. I remember I didn't even know this thing of social capital. I was just talking to a friend sometime, and then he was telling me that, oh, you don't have very many friends or something like that. And he was telling me that you should actually try having a better social capital, like people who can help you out in different things and different places. Let's say you're stuck somewhere, you're looking for a job, and they can actually work on it. Try having such people, have connections, network with different people, and I think that will benefit you in very many different ways in life, and to make you grow as a person. So this is the video I had for you guys today. I hope you people enjoyed it. and I am so happy. I am so happy for this channel, guys. This is my little baby. I am going to nurture it. Like, please, guys, if you love this content, consider liking, subscribe, and yes, let's grow, let's build this community. And yeah, we'll be happy here. We grow, we be better. Hey guys, till next time. Bye.